My girlfriend texted, "I'll be staying at Jake's tonight. Don't wait up." I replied, "Thanks for letting me know." Then I packed her entire wardrobe in boxes and left them at Jake's door. Her 3 a.m. panic call confirmed she'd made her choice. I am sitting here at 4 a.m., phone on silent, watching my ex-girlfriend Kendra, 25, blow up my screen with increasingly desperate messages. 3 hours ago she was banging on my door. 2 hours ago she was crying outside Jake's apartment. Now she's at her friend's place, finally understanding what consequences means. Let me rewind to yesterday afternoon. We've been together 2 years, living together for 8 months in my apartment. Things had been off lately. She'd been distant, secretive with her phone, working late a lot, classic signs, but I wanted to trust her. Then at 6 p.m. yesterday, while I'm making dinner for us, she texts me, "Kendra, hey, gonna stay at Jake's tonight. Don't wait up." Jake, her work friend, who she swears is just a colleague, despite him commenting heart emojis on all her photos and texting her at midnight about work stuff. Me, "Thanks for letting me know." That's it? No questions? Me, "You've made your choice. Have a good night. Don't be dramatic, we're working on a project." Okay. She sent 3 more texts trying to get a reaction, explaining how it's totally innocent and I'm being weird by not responding more. I didn't reply. Here's the thing about Kendra. She moved into my apartment. She pays no rent, was saving for her student loans. Her name's not on the lease. I cover utilities, groceries, everything. She contributes maybe $200 a month for shared expenses when she remembers. I was fine with it because I loved her and made decent money as a software developer. But if she wants to stay at Jake's? Cool, she can stay there permanently. I turned off the stove, dinner half made, and got to work. First, I went to our bedroom and started packing. Every piece of clothing, sorted, folded, and placed in boxes. Her makeup, toiletries, hair tools, all carefully wrapped and packed. Her jewelry, accessories, shoes, everything organized and boxed up. Even stripped her pillowcase off and folded it neatly on top. Took me 3 hours and 8 large boxes plus 2 suitcases. I was methodical about it. Even included the phone charger she always forgets and her favorite coffee mug. By 10 p.m., I had everything loaded in my car. Looked up Jake's address from when she had me drop her off for a team meeting last month. 20-minute drive. Got there at 10:30. His apartment building has a secured entrance, but someone was leaving and held the door. Thanks, random stranger. Found his unit on the 3rd floor. Could hear music and laughter inside. Definitely didn't sound like a work meeting. I stacked everything neatly outside his door. All 8 boxes, both suitcases. Took a photo for my records. Then I left a note on top. "Kendra's belongings as requested. She's all yours now. Her ex." Drove home. Changed the locks. 24-hour locksmith, $180 worth every penny. Updated my door code. Removed her from my Netflix, Spotify, gym membership, and Amazon Prime. Canceled the credit card I'd given her for emergencies, which she used for Starbucks daily. Then I made myself a nice dinner with what I'd started earlier. Opened a beer and watched a movie. At 11:45 p.m., the first call came. Ignored it. Then another. Then texts started flooding in. "Kendra, what is this? Why is my stuff at Jake's? This isn't funny. Pick up the phone now. I'm coming home." At 12:30 a.m., she was at my door. Tea didn't work. Doorbell started going crazy, banging on the door. "Kendra, open the door. This is insane." I texted back once. "You chose to stay at Jake's. I helped you move. Please stop disturbing the neighbors." She called 83 times in the next hour. I put my phone on silent and went to bed. At 3 a.m., she called from her friend Mia's phone. I actually answered that one, thinking it might be an emergency. "Kendra, you psycho. You can't just kick me out." Me, "You moved out when you decided to spend the night at another man's house." "It was one night. For work." "If it was for work, your company would have paid for a hotel. You chose Jake's bed." "I wasn't. We weren't. Nothing happened." "Doesn't matter now. Your stuff is there. You're there. We're done. Where am I supposed to live?" "You chose Jake's last night. Seems like that's your answer." He has a girlfriend. She showed up and saw all my stuff. She's freaking out." "Sounds like Jake's problem." "You did this on purpose." "I did exactly what you asked. You wanted to stay at Jake's. Now you can stay there forever." She started sobbing. The entitled princess who thought she could have her cake and eat it too was finally facing reality. I have nowhere to go. Me. Should have thought about that before. I'll call the police. Me, please do. Explain to them how your ex-boyfriend packed your belongings and delivered them to the address where you said you'd be staying. I'm sure they'll find that fascinating. Click. It's now 4 a.m. She sent 127 messages, ranging from threats to apologies to more threats. My favorite one, you'll regret this when you're alone forever. Lady, I'd rather be alone than be anyone's safety net while they shop around for better options. Update coming soon. This is just getting started. Update 1. Well, the entitlement escalated quickly. Woke up at 8 a.m. to my landlord calling. Apparently, Kendra showed up at his office at 7:30 a.m. demanding a key, claiming there was a mistake with the locks. He called me to verify. Me, no mistake. She moved out last night. Landlord, she says she's on the lease. She's not. Never has been. I can send you the original lease if needed. No need, I have it here. Just checking. She's very insistent. She's also no longer my problem. He actually chuckled. Roger that. I'll handle it. By 9 a.m., the flying monkeys started. First was her mom. Darlene, how dare you throw my daughter out on the street? She chose to stay at another man's house. I simply facilitated her move. She made one mistake. No, she made a choice. I respected it. You're legally obligated to give her 30 days notice. She was never a tenant, never paid rent, no lease. She was a guest who chose to leave. She'll sue you. For what? Delivering her belongings to the address she said she'd be at? You're a monster. I'm a man who won't be disrespected in his own home. Have a nice day. Then came Jake. Jake had the audacity to call me. Bro, what the hell? Me, Jake, how's your girlfriend handling the news? That was messed up, man. What was messed up was you inviting my girlfriend for a sleepover. It wasn't like that. Then you won't mind if I forward your Instagram DMs with her to your girlfriend? The ones where you call her baby and talk about what you want to do to her? Silence. Yeah, Kendra left her iPad signed in. Noticed it this morning. Read some very interesting messages. Screenshot saved. Jake, you don't understand. I understand perfectly. You wanted to play with someone else's girlfriend. Now you can have her full time. Congratulations. I don't want her stuff here. Me, then tell her to come get it. Not my problem. She says you won't let her. I delivered it to you. What happens next is between you two. He hung up. But here's where it gets really good. Around noon, Kendra shows up with a police officer. Officer, this woman says you've illegally evicted her. Me, officer, she was a guest in my apartment. She texted me yesterday saying she was staying elsewhere for the night. I packed her belongings and delivered them to that address. She's never paid rent, never been on the lease, has no tenant rights. Officer, ma'am, do you have proof of residency? Rent receipts? Lease agreement? I lived here. My mail comes here. I can show you the text where she said she was staying at Jake's last night. I also have screenshots of messages between her and Jake planning their evening together. Showed him the texts. His eyebrows went up. Officer, ma'am, appears you voluntarily left and he delivered your belongings to where you said you'd be. This is a civil matter, not criminal. But I have nowhere to go. That's not his responsibility. You'll need to make arrangements. The officer left. Kendra stood there staring at me. How could you do this to me? How could you text me that you're staying at another man's house and expect me to be okay with it? It was a test. I actually laughed. A test? To see if you'd fight for me. If you really loved me, you would have been jealous. If you really loved me, you wouldn't play games. You failed your own test. You're supposed to chase after me. I'm not a dog. I don't chase. I replace. Her face went from entitled to panicked. Replace? Me, already texted Tori. Coffee date tomorrow. Tori is her former friend who she dropped for being too pretty. Tori's actually super cool and we always got along great. You wouldn't. Watch me. She started ugly crying right there in the hallway. Not sad tears. Angry, entitled, how dare the world not revolve around me tears. I'll tell everyone you're abusive. Me, Go ahead, I'll share the screenshots of you and Jake planning your little sleepover while you were still living with me. Nobody will believe you. Your friend group already knows. Mia texted me an hour ago, apologizing for Kendra's behavior and saying she's not letting her stay anymore because I don't support cheaters. That was true. Mia saw the screenshots I posted in response to Kendra's "My ex is crazy" Facebook post. Deleted the post real quick after that. Update 2. The entitlement reached nuclear levels. So Kendra's been couch surfing. Jake's girlfriend kicked him out, so he's at his mom's. Kendra tried to stay with him there, but his mom said absolutely not. She's bounced between 3 different friends in 2 days because she apparently becomes unbearable within hours. But yesterday, she pulled something that even surprised me. I get a call from my credit card company about suspicious activity. Someone tried to use the emergency card I'd canceled to book a hotel room. When that failed, they tried to apply for a new card using my SSN. Yeah, she tried identity theft. Lucky for me, I'd already put a freeze on my credit after canceling her card. The application was flagged and denied, but the attempt was logged. Called the non-emergency police line, filed a report. The detective said attempted identity theft is a felony, asked if I wanted to press charges, said I'd think about it. Then I get a call from my mom. Mom, Kendra just called me crying. Of course she did. She says you made her homeless. Me, she made herself homeless when she decided to spend the night at Jake's. Good. I never liked her. Wait, what? She was a leech, honey. I'm glad you finally grew a spine. Your dad and I were taking bets on how long you'd put up with her crap. You could have warned me. Would you have listened? No. Exactly. By the way, she asked me for money. She what? Said you owed her 3 months of support to get back on her feet. I laughed and hung up. I love my mom. But the best part came this afternoon. I get a LinkedIn notification. Kendra's boss, Walter, viewed my profile. Then he messages me. Walter, hey, odd question. Is everything okay with Kendra? She listed you as her emergency contact and for reference on a salary advance request. We broke up 2 days ago when she decided to stay at her coworker Jake's house. Jake from accounting? That's the one. They both called in sick today and yesterday. Interesting coincidence. We have a strict fraternization policy. I'm aware. Thank you for the information. 2 hours later, Kendra calls from an unknown number. Screaming. Kendra, you got me fired. You got yourself fired by dating a coworker. I wasn't dating him. Your boss seems to think otherwise. How am I supposed to live without a job? Maybe Jake can support you. Oh wait, he got fired too. This is all your fault. Me no, this is all your fault. You chose Jake, you chose to lie, you chose to play games. Every consequence you're facing is from your choices. I'm going to sue you for ruining my life. With what money? And which lawyer is going to take the case of I cheated and faced consequences? She screamed something incoherent and hung up. But wait, there's more. Remember Tori? We had coffee. She told me everything. Apparently, Kendra had been bragging to their friend group about how she had me wrapped around her finger and was setting up Jake as a backup in case she found someone better. She called me her starter boyfriend and said she was practice dating with me. Tori showed me the group chat screenshots. My favorite message from Kendra. He's so stupid. Pays for everything and thinks I'm actually gonna marry him, lol. Jake's already planning our future once I dump this loser. Tori, I wanted to tell you months ago, but I didn't have proof. I'm sorry. Me, don't be. I needed to learn this lesson myself. She's been texting the group non-stop about how you're evil and abusive. And? Everyone's ignoring her. We all saw the screenshots of her and Jake. Plus, she admitted the whole staying at Jake's thing was to make you jealous. We're done with her drama. The coffee date went really well, actually. Tori's funny, smart, has her own career, own apartment, own car. We're going to dinner Friday. Kendra found out. Small friend group. Latest text from another unknown number. You can't date my friend. Blocked. Final update. This will be my last update because the Kendra saga has reached its pathetic conclusion. So after getting fired, having Jake dump her, his mom threatened to kick him out if he kept seeing that homewrecker, and being rejected by every friend she tried to stay with, Kendra did what every entitled person does. She tried to force her way back. She showed up yesterday with a U-Haul. A U-Haul. Claimed she was moving back in, and I had no legal right to keep her out. She brought Muscle, her cousins Rodney and Dirk. 3 people to intimidate one guy. Except I wasn't alone. I was having lunch with my buddy Carlos, he's a cop, off duty, and my brother Felix, 6'3", powerlifter. We were watching the game when we heard commotion outside. Kendra's cousin Rodney was trying to jimmy my lock, while Dirk was loading my patio furniture into the U-Haul. Kendra was directing them like she owned the place. Carlos stepped outside. "Gentlemen, that's breaking and entering, and that's theft. I suggest you stop." "Rodney, who the hell are you?" "Shows badge, someone who's about to arrest you if you don't put that furniture back." They put the furniture back, real quick. "I have rights. I lived here." "Ma'am, I understand you were a guest who left voluntarily. You have no legal claim to this property." "He has my things." "Me, everything of yours was delivered to Jake's address last week. My grandma's necklace is in there." "You mean the necklace you're wearing right now?" She looked down at her chest where, yes, she was wearing the necklace she was trying to claim I had. "Kendra, that's a different one." Felix laughed. "Wow, she's really bad at this." The cousins started backing away, realizing this wasn't going their way. "Dirk, Kendra, you said he stole your stuff." "I have receipts from the locksmith, photos of her belongings delivered to Jake's, and her text saying she was staying there. Want to see?" "We're out. Sorry, man. She said you were holding her hostage." They left, with the U-Haul. Left Kendra standing there. But here's the grand finale. Remember the identity theft thing? I decided to press charges. Not out of spite, but because she tried again 2 days ago, this time attempting to open a phone plan in my name. Got a call this morning from Detective Morrison. They arrested her last night. She's being charged with 2 counts of attempted identity theft, 1 count of fraud, 1 count of harassment. She'd been calling my work, pretending to be my wife with emergencies. Her bail was set at $5,000. Guess who called me? Darlene. "You need to bail her out." Me, why would I bail out someone who committed crimes against me? She's learned her lesson. Has she? Because she tried identity theft twice and harassment multiple times. This will ruin her life. She ruined her own life. What do you want from us? Nothing. I want nothing. I want to never hear from any of you again. She loved you. She loved my apartment and my money. Big difference. According to the detective, if convicted, she's looking at probation, restitution, and possibly some jail time if she violates probation. It'll definitely affect her ability to get jobs, especially in finance, where she wanted to work. Jake reached out one last time. "This is all your fault. How's living with your mom? Meek, your girlfriend dump you? Job prospects looking good? Go to hell. Already been there. It was dating Kendra." Blocked him too. As for me, life's good. Tori and I are taking things slow, but she's amazing. Actual partner material, pays for dates, has ambitions, doesn't play games. My apartment is peaceful. My bank account is recovering. My credit is locked down tight. Kendra's last text before her arrest was, "You'll never find anyone like me." Thank God for that. Lesson learned. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. When they tell you they're staying at another person's house for the night, help them make it permanent. Thanks for following this wild ride. I'm done with drama and ready for a boring, stable relationship with someone who doesn't think love means mind games and manipulation.